Welcome to the patio.
Saw a man rob a bank when I was 10. No, I didn't see the wrong kind. I wish that I was him. I grew up, thought was living in my head. Figured the life that I was living, I'd be better off dead.
Hey guys, welcome to the patio. It's spooky season. Halloween is right around the corner. I'm gonna tell y'all later what I'm going this Halloween. I was hoping to dress up tonight, didn't quite make it. But look, we got some news to talk about. We're gonna talk about Israel and the Hamas. We're gonna talk about Russia. We're gonna talk about Trump. It's kind of like the things we always talk about. But first of all, let's start over here. How are you doing, Marty?
I'm doing good. Been camping in the rain.
You're in costume tonight. You dress like a Marty.
Yeah.
And guess who's back in studio?
Oh,
he's a little crooked,
he
but
got
there
crooked.
he is.
It's been a while.
There he is. DW is back in
There I
studio.
There I am.
Hey, DW.
Hey,
Welcome back.
what you boys been up to besides getting kicked off the tiki-taki and all that kind
Oh,
of
we're
stuff?
back, man. We back on TikTok. What you talking about?
I'm glad. It's good to be back.
And then we got Gary. Gary's in costume tonight. Look at that. Is that not a fitting costume for Gary?
What's up, Ralphie?
I'm Ralphie.
I thought you was
Hey,
Easter
guys.
Bunny. I'm
No,
disappointed.
it's a Christmas story.
Can we put blood on your outfit and you could
What-
be the
Shoot your eye out,
Christmas
kid.
Yeah, and I probably should have like one ear cut off, sort of lamb to the side. But
Or
right
just
now, I'm
just-
more of a
happy bunny?
happy bunny.
And then we have Father Fortenberry. Oh, hello, gorgeous. He's got a new sign behind him, but he's also
It does look
got
better.
his mask on. Although, you know, the whiskers kind of remind me of other things.
I'm about to have a heat stroke in here, too.
Kinda like
I feel like COVID all over again.
oh, is that the mask you wore for
It
COVID?
is. That's why I never got COVID.
You were scared of it.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it just said wear a mask, right?
So, it was this or a Batman mask.
Actually, it looks like a lady at the beach who hasn't had a, what do you call it, a Brazilian wax.
This is the 70s Friday the 13th.
The 70s version of beach time. Yeah, this was.
Oh, my.
Teeny weeny yellow bikini.
That's the. Yeah, for those of you only listening on podcast, you're missing out. You got to go to YouTube. Jamie's. What? Your face is redder.
You didn't get enough air.
Hold on.
I can't breathe.
There's holes right there. He has to
I
have
got a
plenty of air.
fat face, dude.
I know what's funny is his face squishes out of them little holes. On
He only
the
got-
side of the mouth.
He only got one nose hole.
I know. That's really poor design.
This mug look like a Play-Doh set.
His nostrils-
face is smushing out.
His nostrils fighting over which one's gonna breathe.
I don't know what's redder, the fake jowls or those red marks or your actual jowls.
My jowls.
Yeah.
Your jowls.
You look like an infected ball.
If you pass out, can I have your beard?
My beard?
Yeah, your beard. No, I'll shave your beard too.
If you pass out.
Oh, that's it. I gotta get back.
Well, look, y'all, it's spooky.
Pokey.
Spooky hour.
It is
Oh,
spooky
spooky
season.
season.
It's spooky season. This will be coming out. We're recording on Sunday. We got some stuff on Monday. But look, if y'all are lucky, we may be live on Tuesday night as we go around the hood. We're going to be out in the hood passing out candy, doing funny things. Look, this story you guys probably hadn't heard of. General Robert E. Lee statue. Jamie probably heard about this. The city of Charlottesville gave control of the statue to the Jefferson School African American Heritage Center. So they took down this statue in Charlottesville and they melted it.
That's my wife's kinfolks.
Charlottesville?
No, Robert E. Lee.
Oh. The Civil War general statue had been commissioned by a graduate of the University of Virginia in 1917 who purchased the land on which it was displayed. The statue, which went on public display in 1924, was voted to be removed in 2017, and they melted it down.
Man.
So let's talk about this. What are y'all's opinions on the statues and taking them down and all this?
We're just tearing down history. Like
It's-
they don't always mean what did Hitler do? Hitler did that.
Yeah, but there's no statues of Hitler either.
Fair enough.
Are there not?
There would have been.
Surely,
Surely.
the guy.
Surely. And the Hamas. The Hamas in Gaza Strip has
Look,
statues of Hitler.
the man ruined an entire mustache style. I think
You know,
He did.
you're almost changing my view on this, but go ahead. Go ahead, Donnie. You was about to say
It's
something.
completely natural for people that take over other things or want to take over things to destroy history. So after time it's forgotten. A lot of the Muslim terrorists do it as well because they don't want any of that left.
Dang, Fortenberry, I know where you're headed with this. Go ahead.
No, I mean, so
because
like,
you've almost changed my mind.
I agree. It's history, and we should destroy history. But on the same note, I mean, they did wage war against America.
Yeah.
And my views are split. So, like, for example, the one over here.
We wouldn't have a statue of Osama bin Laden, would we?
No. But, like, so, for example, though, now on the same note, we shouldn't have a statue of, who marched to the sea, burned Atlanta. Who was that? Sherman. We shouldn't. Sherman was a terrorist. We shouldn't have any statues of Sherman either.
Do we?
Probably.
Let's look it up.
Look and see. But
That's
like,
an interesting take. I bet the bunny's got an idea.
But
here.
I have a differing opinion though on the statue that was here of what was the park?
Bedford.
Nathan
Bedford Forest.
Yeah. That's his graveside.
Yeah,
So it's a little
that's his-
different.
Was it really?
Yeah,
he's
that's a lot
buried
different.
He's buried there.
They tore down his tombstone.
I didn't realize that.
That's a little too
didn't
far right there.
realize
That's
that
his
either.
headstone. I mean,
Yeah, that's a little different.
yeah. I think there's just
I think no matter how piece of shit you are, which he gets a bad rep anyway.
Well, he stepped away from it once it became violent and
He
racist.
did,
Yeah.
and he also helped in bring. He also helped in Memphis get several blacks elected to office.
It actually started as almost like a committee to help farmers, right?
It's
Something like
really, though, it's not really about what he did. It's more about what his organization became.
Yeah.
And that's probably not right either, but then that's more about how we educate people. There is a statue of Sherman in Washington, D.C.
And Sherman was a terrorist. I mean, point blank. I mean, he left. He didn't just burn the South. He killed hundreds of blacks.
Mm-hmm.
There was free slaves that were following him, and he left them to die.
I'm just when does it stop though? That's my
can we-
you're,
can
you're
But
opening
what's
the door
the
for
purpose
anything.
of the monument? All right, now, Jamie, you've completely changed my view of this in one sentence. Okay, so what was the purpose of the monument? To actually be to show support for the South that rose up against.
My views alter a lot on this because the whole.
I think both sides of that are our history.
Agreed. And like one thing too, though, like the South has a reputation of supporting the Confederacy, and that's not true. The South has a history of being prideful in our rebellious attitude, and that's where a lot of like the General Lee car. That's where that comes from.
And we lost.
Yeah, we lost.
Like, I mean, but still at that point in time, we were all. It's still part
And
of
look,
our history.
it-
Both
well,
sides of that story are a big part of American
We're
history.
getting into some stuff that I really I like to argue about a lot because people misunderstand it.
Mm-hmm.
The Civil War was not over slavery. Was not over
No,
slavery.
no. It was over way more than that.
Secession was over slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The South seceded over slavery.
You know, an interesting thing, you've probably heard similar. So there's a lot of talk right now about World War III. We'll probably talk about it here in not so distant future on this show. But the thing people fail to realize is wars didn't today we start war.
Mm-hmm.
Attacks occurred. The Revolutionary War was really, if you look back,
It was 20 years in the making.
Yeah, it was 20 years in the making. We now know when it started, but at the time they didn't know there was a war going on.
No, we're at war
The
right
same thing with the Civil War. You could say that about the Civil War, that there were battles taking place, but before they realized it was war.
The Civil War was about Abraham Lincoln maintaining the Union. That's all it was about.
Yeah.
We attacked, and I say we because I'm a Southerner. We attacked as far as they were concerned, a foreign army on their soil, which was Fort Sumter. If they had pulled out of Fort Sumter, we'd have never attacked them.
You know what's funny? We lost the war. They still don't want that Southern smoke.
Jeez.
No, they don't. They don't.
Another thing they don't want is people questioning Democrats. Did you guys see the video of a man gets physically dragged out of an event? Literally, this is a pretty good sized fella. It looks about the size of Jamie, beard and all. He was being pulled out by a shirt. If I can find the video, I'll pull it up. and
That's
share
a
it with
healthy
you.
shirt.
But he was physically dragged out of an event after asking Hillary Clinton why her husband visited Epstein Island 26 times. Hey, Hillary, why did your husband visit Epstein Island 26 times?
You want to get them air miles?
Just a second. He said 26 times, or he said the
Yeah,
comment?
here. Let me see. Well,
Why do you go to Epstein Island? Why do you go to Epstein Island? Why do you go to Epstein
Then you want somebody who's going to get up every day.
Hey, Hillary,
Why'd your husband visit Epstein Island 26 times?
Oh, he did that in the middle of the Hillary thing. And they're chanting Sheila. It must have been for somebody. From Look, no, they drag him out. See, this looks like Father Fortenberry being dragged up. Why would you attack this man? That's a heck of a shirt, too. It didn't rip or anything.
That's good.
Is this really necessary, guys?
Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
He's like, yeah.
Hey, is this necessary, officer?
He had a pride shirt on, didn't he?
I'm a grown man.
Oh,
Is this necessary? Seriously, come on.
he's in the fetal
Oh, it
position.
ripped that time. They couldn't even lift him up.
It looks like a baby.
I mean, you guys are dragging
He's
somebody out.
looking like the great cornhole.
You decide to.
Why do you guys support like just endless government spending? I mean, she's giving more money to white people in Ukraine than you freaking idiots in Houston to keep voting her.
Jeez.
We'll probably, we'll be,
Endless money for Israel.
this show will be
Shut the
blackballed.
anti-establishment. You guys vote for the same shit over
That's
and
not
over
fair to
again.
compare Jamie to that guy. That guy's way bigger than Jamie.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but still, that shirt was pretty impressive.
It was, I mean,
drug
it's
him
pretty
out.
strong.
But was what he said worthy of the way he was treated? Now, he wasn't beat
No.
up or,
No,
or tased, but still, even then, he was
No,
knocked to
because
the ground.
the other way around, they'll either allow him to shout out, or they'll coax him out of the building. It's never that violent. And not that he was attacked, but they were on him quick.
I think he purposely probably went to the ground and they were like, all right, we're going to get you out of here.
Well, he's probably like, they can't.
Could-
get
yeah,
me out of
that could be because you couldn't really see from the angle.
And you may have had, the crazy thing is you may have guys that agree with him that had to be the guys to drag him out because it's their job, right? They have to. Sucks, but yeah, one cop in there. I mean, it's his job to get him out and away from everybody because that crowd was getting kind of crazy too.
So, being a former cop, this is an honest question. At what point do your beliefs override your paycheck? I mean, as being a former cop, is there a point that you could say that you would be like,
Yeah,
no, I ain't
there's a
doing
point,
that?
but I ain't doing that.
Yeah, and that clearly that's not it. I mean, that's just
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you're at a place like you're okay. Yeah, you said your part. It's you got to go now. Like
Yeah.
that's just you knew that. That's part of saying your part, right? You got it in. Time to go.
Well, it wasn't a Q&A. She was having a speech. I feel like he should be pulled out.
no. He should be allowed to stay. I
He
mean,
wouldn't be
gotta
allowed
go.
to stay. But, I mean, if it was like a Q&A and he asked that question, because, sometimes they have
like
those.
a town hall event,
Like
yeah,
a
that'd
town
be
hall
great.
event.
That's fair.
And he
enough.
said that. And he got dragged out. Then I had a problem with it.
Look,
Do y'all think we should just leave us on Gary the whole night? Look at him. Look how cute he looks. He looks so cute. He's like a baby with a full
He's so
beard.
fluffy.
but it reminded
onesie.
me of the debate when Trump asked, "Why is your husband a rapist?" Like, how do you respond?
Yeah, like,
Like, I don't know. I've asked him to stop.
I should not have laughed that hard. Okay. We'll have a few less people at the next presidential debate. Your former Vice President Pence has stopped, what's the right word? Halted his bid.
quitter.
He realized
For the president.
that he was not going to.
Forget quitter.
And Larry Elder has now ended his presidential run, which he never made it to debate stage.
Yeah, I
That's the only thing. I wish
Isn't
he'd
that a
made it to debate
weatherman?
stage.
Larry Elder?
No,
he's a radio host.
He,
And if you've never listened to Larry Elder, you should. He
Larry Elder is the one that shaped my opinion about single father or the lack of fatherhood.
the
for
story
fathers.
he tells on, was that on Joe Rogan?
Was it?
I think it was on Rogan.
There's a jingle.
I think it was on Rogan. He talks about his father. He talks about his mother, and tells some very, very moving stories about his relationship with both of them. And it tells a lot about growing up in the South. And it's not really a story about being African American, but being coming from a poor family in the South.
I think
But
we
anyway, they
talked
both
about
have.
that.
We did.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah, and that, like I said, he really shaped my views on, and I know we've disagreed before on the show about single mothers and stuff, but he shaped my opinion on how important a father is to a household.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
When he starts putting out stats, it's mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Joe, the guy that doesn't know quite where he's at.
Joe.
We did. After draining U.S. strategic oil reserves last year to record lows, Biden admin preps more releases. As conflict in the Middle East threatened to send global oil prices soaring, Officials within the administration say Uncle Joe may authorize another set of releases from the U.S. Strategic Reserve Petroleum Reserve.
All right, so
Can we withstand that?
I have to ask this: is he incompetent or is this intentional? I think at that point
Does anyone know the answer to that?
Yeah, who knows? Both.
I mean, the best.
I don't know that both is that you can get away with both.
The best case scenario is he's incompetent.
Right? Because the other
Is he's a traitor to the country.
Well, is he even really the guy? You know, he's so bad off he can't put together simple words and sentences.
I don't know. I don't know how much time y'all spend in a nursing home, but we used to go see my great grandmother quite a bit, and he reminds me of visiting my great grandmother in a nursing home. We're like,
Yeah.
she was there, and she could conversate, but there was a lot missing. Like the gaped open jaw. That's.
I don't know, man. He ain't firing right. That's for sure.
No, it's not. Let's see here. I talked about that one. Talk about that one. Let's
Did y'all
plug
cover
along.
the new Speaker of the House yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know who he was.
I didn't know
We kept saying Mike Jones. If you listen to the show, you'd know this.
You know,
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones is now the
Terry said
speaker.
Mike Jones quite a bit.
I actually did on purpose.
Terry was super
Yeah.
excited about that, wasn't he?
Russia is reducing prison population by sending convicts to the war in Ukraine. All right, I talk about this story.
Not a bad move.
Exactly, because, you know, the word draft is really starting to gain a little traction in circles. People talking about it anyway.
Survive, you're free.
So is that the way we end up staffing the military? There's no way that the ACLU would go for that.
Well, our military numbers are already down, right? They're not making the
They were
quotas.
70,000 short
No, what
last
you
year.
do is you go find some lifers, and you tell them,
I've seen a lot of videos where the
Actually
lifers saying,
send
"Well,
them-
we ain't
yeah.
gonna go."
yeah, you want
You know, you probably have
Yeah.
you want your freedom.
you probably have a ton of former vets that are lifers now that did something dumb. They'd be like, heck yeah, like they're itching.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of the newer age kids. I watched a video the other day. The kid's like, "Oh, I hope you draft me. I ain't going." Like, okay.
Yeah.
Most kids would not make it through the physical requirements right now.
No.
Something like 60 or 70%. I did see, and I can't remember what
I know a
country.
young man that didn't qualify.
Poor Jay. But you
was,
had
that,
the
was that his flat feet or his round belly?
It was short stature.
His fat feet.
It was height.
I
There
had
the
to
height
be-
requirement.
Yeah, his height requirement. I had to be 6'6" for my weight.
and if only
You're just a little off.
they're like, "Can you ride a unicycle?" Nope. All right, you can't stay here.
I
You gotta
have
go.
one. I just can't ride it.
If they let Jamie in the military, we wouldn't even have this problem right now.
Nope.
Check this out. 10 years ago, our contingent in prisons reached almost 700,000 people. Now we have about 266,000. Wow. They've sent that many to war. 500,000 roughly.
Hey, you're saving the country money. But we would never do that because we have a private industry in prisons, which is another issue.
No, we do have that, and then there are laws, right? That you,
Yeah, but give them the option.
no, you could. There are lots of guys that be like,
But like I said, that wouldn't work in our country because we've privatized prisons. It's a money making venture.
It's a business now. It's not a punishment system. It's a
they
business.
make money with people sitting there.
Yeah. Please bring them to my prison. I need to keep you here too.
Yeah, why would they want them to go free?
They don't want them to go
Man.
free.
You'd have one dude's putting 24s on the tank and another dude cooking meth in the tank. They'd be rolling along. That tank would be indestructible. They'd just
No, they'd
take
end up turning
everybody
them
out.
all against each other. Look, Venezuela's worst gangsters have crossed into the U.S. illegally and are unleashing chaos in Dallas, Chicago, and Miami, with fearful residents saying they've had tires slashed, windows shot out, in retribution for reporting them to the cops. So, we talked about the other day, is it possible that terrorists have come across the border? Well, now we're getting reports that, maybe it's not terrorists coming across the border, but it's
both.
the gangsters.
Look, part of the problem is Americans, we become soft.
Yeah.
I mean, if
That's
you're fully aware who's slashing your tires and breaking your glass,
Mm-hmm.
you have the ability to solve it.
Yep.
There was one. Well, I probably can't tell that story. Never mind.
No.
But I mean, Donnie could probably vouch for this too. A lot of random acts of violence are hard to track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The more random, the
Yes.
harder
So
it is.
I mean, I'm just use that information as needed, but don't let gangs bully you.
One thing we didn't talk about, I think it was since the last show, there was a shooting in Maine. There was a mass shooting there in Maine. A former.
There was one the other day in was it Orlando?
I hadn't heard about that one.
Yeah,
But
yesterday.
the thing about the one in Maine, did you guys hear what they found out?
Oh, dude, this is wild.
It's wild. You heard this?
I heard the rumor. I hope it's not true because that is wild.
Okay, so this fellow was schizophrenic. This is almost like this is a good Halloween story. Actually, it's that wild. And everybody listens probably heard it by now, but we're going to talk about it. So the gentleman was deaf. He was a former military person. He was schizophrenic. He received some hearing aids. And when he put the hearing aids in, he swore he could hear his deaf friends talking poorly about him, talking bad about him.
Deaf or dead?
Deaf. And so he decided to go to the bar where they were playing cornhole and kill his deaf friends. And that's what prompted this entire thing for talking poorly about him, because he thought his hearing aids.
Last
That's
I
terrible.
heard,
They
they
never
thought
heard him
he
coming
drove
either.
Away from
It's
Dadgummit.
it's what'd you say?
He said they never heard him coming. Dadgummit.
You,
What? We look.
Hey, look, this is.
how dare you?
Hey, this is terrible. But you think he said some stuff to him before?
Yeah.
He was
Pop.
talking behind their back.
Golly, that's.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh,
Oh, Lord help us.
you
Let's
tell
not
me
go,
we enjoyed
Jamie.
it.
Put your mask back on, Jamie. You're being exiled.
But did they catch? They finally caught him, right?
They found
they
him
catch
dead
him? Oh,
in Maine just on Saturday. They
So he
found him
killed
dead in
himself?
Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So didn't he leave in a vehicle, park the vehicle, get in a boat?
Oh, dude was
Something?
he could have probably been gone for a long time. No one would have been able to find him. He probably was a prepper. He probably had things hidden out. But the reason that occurred, I mean, it's just absurd.
It is crazy.
It's crazy. And like others that do it, it's all due to mental health. It's a mental health problem is what. It's not a gun problem.
No.
He probably didn't need to have guns, but he could get them. Yeah.
So
Wow.
It's terrible all
I
the way
read an
around.
article on this story right when it happened, and the guy that wrote the article, it was horrible. He basically said that the guy taped two magazines together, which is it's pretty common. He pulled one out with the other one. He said it was jungle style. That's what he called it. He said it was made popular in World War II. I was like, get out of here.
What?
Bro. Like, you're just
Jungle
trying to write
style.
some just ridiculous crap now.
They were using
It was an article that was really like kind of.
You could probably say you got that from the Rambo movies or
Like
Commando
jungle
even or
style.
something weird.
There ain't nobody ever called that crap.
So
that.
so the bulk of World War II, where they were using what was the gun? But it used an actual clip. That's where the term clip came from.
Yeah, it's a M1.
M1, yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Or, no, that's
No, a
is that
grand,
right?
a grand.
Grand.
M1,
Yeah,
grand.
grand.
M1.
M1 grand,
They're all-
which is a hell of a rifle. But
When you could hear it go actually
Yep.
ping, Like,
That's what makes a clip.
so when they use the term clips, that's the only gun that's ever used a clip. Well,
All right.
maybe not the only.
Talk about another freak incident. This can go right in with the Halloween stories, and then I'm gonna look for some funny or some not funny, but gory Halloween stories. Former Pittsburgh. This is true, guys. This is not something for Halloween. You might need to put your goalie mask back on. Former Pirates, Pittsburgh Penguins player dies after his throat was slashed by a skate in a freak accident during the game.
Damn.
Those things are sharp.
Adam Johnson, a U.S. hockey player, died after a skate cut his throat during a cup match on Saturday. He was 29. He was playing for the UK's Nottingham Panthers against the Sheffield Steelers when the skate blade struck him in the neck.
so let's be honest, that's not the first cut. I mean, there's been plenty of people cut by a skate, and they're razor sharp because
They
the
are.
sharper they are, the
Yeah,
more
I
efficient.
know
More grip.
nothing
It's
about
insane,
skating.
man.
Well, you know the skates really don't ever cut
I was
the
gonna say the
ice.
same thing. Yeah.
That's not how they go fast.
It's friction.
It's the friction on top of the ice it's floating on top of the water because it's melting the ice as it goes. Go look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned that at the
There you go,
old,
Jamie.
Mall of Memphis.
Yeah.
Marty was probably super fast at the old
But
Mall of Memphis.
we had a bunch of amateur skaters. You
I
get
ain't
in that
been
Mall of
ice
Memphis, man? You remember that, Marty? You go to Mall of
Mall
Memphis?
of Memphis
I
was
mean,
awesome.
I went, but
I
I never
never
went skating.
skated.
I never been
I
ice
can't. I
skating.
can't.
We
skate.
used to lay on
I've
the
only roller skated once and broke my ankle.
we used to lay on the ground and jump over folks, even ice skating.
For real.
Even that's dangerous too.
That's dumb.
I rollerbladed. That's the close I got to ice skating. One time, broke my ankle.
We were like, hey, how many people can we jump with our ice skates on?
Like, hey, how many people can we cut?
Yeah.
I used to roller skate.
But you
ice
had that
skating-
Mall of Memphis, though. They wasn't sharp.
No, they weren't. They were dull.
Well, I can picture Marty roller skating with his like Walkman on,
I could picture you guys
doing his
like,
legs,
He's
like
doing-
crossing
he's
his legs.
crossing-
and
No,
go.
I didn't do all that.
hey, it'd be like them TikToks with
Marty's
them old,
weaving. He's
I-
weaving in and
You
out.
could, you could,
with them old players.
When he
You know
comes
them-
out-
them
he comes out-
skating TikToks.
when it comes
Them
out, it
old
goes
guys.
Hollywood.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you a story right now. And I don't know what we was doing, but I remember my stepdad and Marty's dad. We were somewhere, the skate broke, and I just assumed these old guys can't skate. And they're like,
Oh, they cut.
they're like giving
They
it
were,
hell.
they were doing like probably a duo thing.
Yes, like in Parker, there used to be, this way before our time, there used to be a mobile skating rink that would pop up in Parker.
Okay, now I remember I've heard about that from my dad's
Yep.
age
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah, older, way,
Yeah, your
way
days.
back.
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
back.
your dad I think talks about.
Our dad's
There's
age.
a
But
mobile
you
skating
know
rink?
about it. You
Yeah,
you
no, no,
actually
no,
No, we never.
oh.
No, we just
no.
heard about it
Because it was right there where we played volleyball at
on the curve
yeah, it was right
At
there. I think we were
Bradmo's?
set up at.
where Chad used to live.
Yep, I think it was right there on that corner. What was that auto place? Remember that's where we used to do our inspections.
Yeah,
That's how my dad. I was made that way. That's when my dad told me. Flipped around, and started skating backwards in front of my mom. Next thing, bam, baby.
Yeah, he tripped on her. And
They did. All of a sudden,
then here came Donnie.
Next thing you know, babies. That's how babies are made.
Magic.
People fall on each other. Some sad news, and this is also true. If you're a Friends fan, a fan of the show, Friends, Matthew Perry died over the weekend at the ripe old age of, I think he was 54.
man.
Damn.
Very young.
Well, they found him in his hot tub, didn't they?
found him in his hot tub, and the results from the autopsy the autopsy results are inconclusive. They are pending toxicological reports. I think he was battling alcoholism at one point. You know, you think about it though. At a young age, he was setting the world on fire. He was at the top of his game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
after
that show was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was in his early
after
30s.
that, all of them kind of
that's Chandler-
struggled to
Chandler, right?
regain.
Yeah, it's Chandler.
Well,
all of them struggled to regain
except for
their fame, except
except
for
for old girl.
Brad Pitt's wife. What was her name?
But what's her face was in the Scream movies.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney
Yeah,
Cox.
yeah, she's done a few things.
She's
But yeah,
She was my favorite until I got older, and then I realized that
Oh, Jennifer Aniston was my
fire.
favorite.
She's still fire.
But
She's
she's
my favorite by far.
and I think everybody's least favorite was Phoebe.
I don't know. Phoebe has her moment.
Phoebe reminded me of
Did y'all
like
watch
Alex's
Friends?
mom.
I did. I watched. I watched. a lot
I
of
was not a huge fan.
Yeah,
of it.
Phoebe didn't make a lot
I
of sense.
think.
so.
Did you watch
I
Seinfeld?
just said she reminds me of your mom. You said
After I was an adult.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. I believe because Seinfeld was dumb to me till I was an adult, and then Seinfeld's hilarious. And I think the same thing with Friends. I think we were a little too young initially when Friends came out, but it's funny. It's funny stuff.
I remember watching Night Court.
Rest in
laughing.
peace.
Oh, Night Court.
There's only speaking of Night
Like
Court,
Mama's
the guy
Family.
that played Bull died this past weekend.
What?
too.
Wow,
Yeah,
Bull
died.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, and that was one of my favorite actors. I mean, he was not a great actor, but
It
Bull
wasn't in anything.
Richard
Yeah,
Mole
he's a-
died at 80. He was
Look,
80.
I feel bad. I knew his name. That's how much I liked him.
Let's
man.
see, Night Court, was that a Saturday night? Because look, Saturday night used to be a night when I was a kid. We watched 227. We watched.
So I remember
Hee-Haw.
watching it on.
We'd watch TV on Saturday.
It was on every weeknight. Is when I remember watching, which has been
Yeah, I remember watching it when it first came out.
I
I'm a
remember
little
like
older than you.
TGI Friday.
That was TGI
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah,
But
where you would. I mean, that's what you
Boy
did on
Meets
Friday
World.
nights.
you had Boy Meets World. You had
Panga?
Step by Step. You had Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Family
For a
Matters.
while, you had the weird dinosaurs.
But you remember Family
Dinosaurs?
Matters?
Great
Dinosaur
show.
Not
show.
the baby or whatever.
Oh, that was
Dinosaurs.
Not the
great.
mama.
You remember Family Matters was a spinoff of Urkel.
Family Matters was her.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
What's
yeah, they were
what's
the
the one
same.
with all the white kids?
Step by Step.
Step by Step. They were spinoff of Family Matters.
Oh, but they're both good shows. I
Family
like
Matters
Family
was-
Matters better than
Fresh
Step by Step.
Prince.
What? Oh, you folk. I'm sorry. I said
Family Matters was better than Step
Look.
by Step.
Fresh Prince. of
Carl Winslow was one of the great dads of TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate, and we've talked about this before. There's two things I'm gonna get on. I hate how they portray fathers these days.
Yeah.
When back then you had really good, and not really just black, but I can think of three of the greatest TV dads were black.
Yeah.
That's
easily.
Philip Banks, Carl Winslow, and I know he raped some folks, but
don't.
Dr.
Oh,
Huxtable.
he got released for that, didn't he?
Yeah.
But Dr. Huxtable didn't rape nobody. He,
Yeah, Dr. Huxtable's a good guy.
Yeah, he wasn't into that.
But I mean, that's 3 of the best TV dads ever.
Yeah, you think about that now, right? I mean, this was during the 80s and 90s with our youth. We only saw positive black figures on television.
Yeah.
It wasn't about gangsters. It was, when we viewed black men as a child, it was in a very positive way, the father figure. And you don't see that so much today. You really don't. There's a lot of African American shows on, but they're different today than they were then.
Today's sitcoms portray the fathers as buffoons, absent.
It's more about the kids.
Or don't care.
It's more about the youth. You know, I think about, I'm thinking about the one, what's the show that had the dad was a buffoon.
Modern Family?
It was Walter White. He ended up being Walter White later in life.
Oh, Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, and it was about the kids.
You're right. So like that 70s show, not 70s,
yeah, it's that 70s show was
Red.
Yeah, but that's not the
But
show.
he
I
wasn't a
was thinking.
buffoon. He was just a big
That's not the show I'm
buffoon.
talking about. I'm talking about the Seinbergs or they were the family.
That.
Was it the?
I never watched that. That dude ended up getting kicked off for like sexual indiscretion.
A really good show is The Ranch. Have you ever seen The Ranch? It has
He's
Ashton Kutcher.
Mustache.
Yeah, dude just went to jail for
he just went to jail.
rape also.
Yeah, Rooster went to jail, but I'm almost positive they got him out of jail, and then they put him on The Last Big Brother and made him that guy and brought him back as somebody different. I'm convinced that's true. Have y'all seen that?
No.
He looks exactly like Rooster.
Oh, really? Okay.
bless
Yes.
I don't watch Big Brother either.
No, but The Ranch is an awesome show.
It was
It has a lot of stuff in it that is like real heartfelt kind of crap.
You know, something,
like that
something else
first
too.
couple
Sad
seasons I
news.
watched
You know,
that.
I saw where Bruce Willis is now nonverbal.
Yeah.
And
So he went downhill fast.
yeah, he's suffering with dementia. They said he can't read. He's nonverbal now.
He was
He's probably one of the greatest actors of our time.
directors.
I don't
he-
know. I love Bruce Willis. That's a
action
bold
movies,
statement.
but action.
How many movies was he in?
He's been, what's your favorite Bruce Willis movie?
I would have to say
I don't care for any of them.
I like it. The Fifth Element was my favorite.
Sin City
Element was a good
Sin
movie.
City is
Sin
one of my
City
favorite
was
movies of all
They're,
time.
they're
period.
all okay, but I can't say I'm crazy. Like if I think about all the great movies, his movies
he's
don't.
not-
Even Die Hard. I mean, they're okay, they're fine, but none of them list on my top greatest.
What about
movies.
Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction's an
Pulp
excellent
Fiction?
movie.
All right. What about Armageddon?
Armageddon's a great movie.
Hold on. What
He was
part
in
did
it,
he
yeah.
play? In
He was-
Pulp
He was
Fiction?
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
boxer.
Yeah, he was the
Oh,
boss.
that's right. Okay, but he wasn't the
Pulp
lead.
Fiction.
No, but was there a lead?
There was no lead
He
in that
was
movie.
the lead. in
Samuel
Ar-
Jackson.
He was
No,
he
one
wasn't.
of the-
There was
He
side.
and
There was zero
John
leads.
No, there wasn't a
Travolta.
lead.
He killed John Travolta in that
Yeah.
show.
Oh, maybe.
So
Look, Sin City is a fantastic
Sin
movie.
City's an excellent movie.
I liked him better in Moonlighting. Actually, y'all probably don't even.
No, I know
What's
what
that
Moonlight is.
other-
Moonlight was a great movie or
Isn't
TV show.
he-
TV show.
Isn't he in Red or whatever?
Yeah,
Reds are
Red's a good
great.
movie. So is the other one.
Expendables is good.
There's a lot of good.
I told you, he's in a lot of good
Like,
movies.
there's nothing he did that's like,
No, it
Academy
wasn't
Award.
bad.
He should have
but
been
it wasn't
Batman.
like.
Demi Moore.
Dude, he's been a good Batman,
He's
actually.
been a good Batman
He'd been better than Val Kilmer.
for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, Val Kilmer didn't. He was good in the last Top Gun.
Oh,
I hadn't seen that.
That's terrible too.
He was.
He was good in the first Top Gun.
He was good in the last one too. His character was good.
What was Val Kilmer's best movie?
Tombstone. That's gotta
Oh,
be
there's
Tombstone.
no
Tombstone,
doubt. You've probably
hands
never watched.
down.
I never watched Tombstone.
You have never watched
No, I
those
haven't.
in this mess right
I-
now.
Oh,
All right,
my
Gary,
God.
I haven't watched
you
Tombstone.
go home tonight.
Have you never
and
watched
watch
Tombstone?
I've probably seen more movies than any of y'all, but I haven't watched
I've
Tombstone.
seen Tombstone. I've
I
probably
haven't
seen
seen
less movies than all.
Have you seen Ghost in the Darkness? He was good in
Yes,
that with
he
Michael
was.
Douglas.
He was good in that.
Yeah.
But you refuse. You are not allowed to speak about movies anymore.
I'm disappointed.
like probably 10 of the greatest one-liners in movie history cover that movie.
I'm sorry.
Look, the movie's over the top. It's not like a well done movie. Okay, it's really not. But it's really
Dude,
it's
I'm
a
gonna
great
beat
movie.
you with my beer mug.
But when it comes to
He's gonna
historical
spin his
accuracy
beer
or
mug
whatever,
on his fingers.
but it's fantastic. It's a really
I'll
good
watch
movie.
it. Just
It
give me
is.
time.
I'm your Huckleberry.
no, that's a.
You probably didn't want
phenomenal-
to. You was like, oh, that's what they're
Who
talking
played
about.
Wyatt Earp in that one? It was
phenomenal
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
like Kurt
the
Russell.
casting that was outstanding.
Oh yeah, they were fantastic.
Emilio wasn't in that one too, was he?
No, that's
No.
Young Guns.
That's Young Guns. There we go.
Bro, that's Mighty Ducks.
Sorry.
Check this out.
Quack.
All right,
Quack.
another scary stat here. Record number of illegal immigrants from India coming across the U.S. southern border
I was
with
trying to buy-
42,000 intercepted last year.
They just finna get them hotels. That's it.
Wow.
They're coming for that hotel game.
Man, I heard we need customer service.
Okay, let me see if this is true. I saw a headline today. Trump. I mean, look, it was on X, so there's no telling what's out there. But
me help
Trump says if elected, he will revoke the educational visa of all students who are pro Hamas.
I guess you don't look at our TikToks.
Is that where I got that from?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
I was like, man,
I
I've
knew I
seen
saw
that
it
earlier.
somewhere. All right.
thought the
Well,
same
good
thing.
job. Problem story. Is that real, Jamie? Did he really say that?
There's a video. yes.
There's
but
AI
did
saying it.
AI created.
No, that's him saying
Probably
it.
ain't
That's,
AI.
So how do
Jamie
you
was
feel
there.
about that? I don't see a problem with it. If you support terrorists,
that's
you're
DT saying no
against-
Donald Trump.
You're against us. You're against America. America.
I love it. I listen. So there was I had to go argue with somebody at Hoggo because I'm refusing to argue under our new
Please do.
TikTok.
Please.
We took a vote and we'd prefer
Yeah.
you to do that under
Yes.
Hogo.
So this person's view was, well, they're just standing there for Palestine. Well, and if that's what you're saying, okay, I'm not disagreeing with you. But when you're saying from the river to the sea, you're saying you want to dismantle and remove Israel.
That's their goal. The end goal is to remove it. There is
So-
no peace.
So all these kids are either one of two things: they're either ignorant about what they're chanting, or they support Hamas. There's no other way around it.
One of my favorite ones is the pro-Israeli thing where the guy doesn't know what he's saying. He's saying SpongeBob SquarePants because it says what they're saying.
Oh, I
Sounds like what they're. That's so funny to me. But I mean, I think most radical Muslims believe that their job is to truly abolish everything that's not that.
So the stats say, and I'm repeating stats I've received, so this could be wrong, but the stats say that about 80% of Palestinians support Hamas.
I thought it was like 50, a little bit over 50%.
Enough to vote him into office.
It was enough
so
to
it's
vote him in
law.
office. I know the majority. We'll say the
Okay,
majority.
okay. Well, yeah, the majority.
That's what you should say. The majority, because they voted.
The majority of them support Hamas.
Yes, or the majority
And
that
what
voted,
that tells me is the majority of Palestinians wish the destruction of Israel.
because that's in their statement or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is
I mean, it
to
is.
eradicate.
Yeah, I mean,
No, their goal is to eradicate anything that's
Israel.
not what they believe. It's not just Israel. It's
no, it's
anything.
not. If there's Christians right next door, it would be
Everyone.
the same thing.
Yeah, it's not about having a
Listen,
peace treaty. It's not what it
I
is.
I will speak on something I really don't know a whole lot about. But from
Most things, which is most.
most things. So I'll talk about women later. Something else I don't know nothing
Definitely
about.
not tacos.
Yeah.
So, but from what I've seen and what I've read, the little I've read about it, Muslims won't until all other religions are destroyed, and they're the only religion, they'll be satisfied. The way I understand it,
It's removal of the infidels.
yes.
Even though most worshippers of Islam say they're nonviolent,
And I
but
think
there's
that,
sects that interpret it that way.
yes, and I think a lot of that has to do with westernized Muslims are not falling in this category.
yeah,
You know?
they're different. I
The,
mean,
the local mosque down the road is not.
No,
I mean, I'm
probably
pretty
not.
sure.
Probably
do, we,
not.
do we have a local mosque down the road?
I'm
No,
sure we
I don't
do.
think
Yeah,
so. But
I mean,
I'm sure there's several in
There's
Memphis.
one in Memphis. Yeah,
yeah. There's
But-
one in Jonesboro. No,
Yeah,
there's one crazy looking church across from the
school.
right
Yeah, but that's
there. I
not
don't know
a-
what's going on there.
All right, so I want to get back to Halloween for a minute. I got two more stories because we've been on for a while. Disney, Jamie brought this up a while back, but they have again delayed the release of the live-action Snow White reboot by a year. And Jamie mentioned a couple things. One, there was no dwarfs. Well, they've gone back to dwarfs. They've added them with CGI. They're going back to the original story.
so dwarf still didn't get any roles in
So-
this.
They
So it's like we're not gonna pay. This is so dumb.
It's so
And
dumb.
There's plenty of people that want to be actors, right? They're looking for jobs where they fit.
So they have CGI dwarves.
I knew one of you Peckerwoods was gonna laugh when I said that. That's Marty of all people.
Oh, Dark Marty over
Get
there.
in where you fit in.
But this thing is wrought with disaster. Here, I'm gonna show you a picture. Let me see.
It goes back to they don't understand why people were upset.
So this is what.
They didn't. They just thought people were mad because they want to be mad. People were mad because.
So this is what it now looks like because they've CGI'd
No.
the dwarfs. It might as well be. Look, just dump this damn thing and start from scratch.
Why not go find some little people that want to work?
Is that
I
the-
know there's a little man, little
So is
man
that
with a
the
big belly
original
like
people?
this.
Dude, that could be my
No,
brother. That could be my
that's the
brother
new
right
one.
there.
I'll be on my knees. I'll walk
No, your
around.
brother's got to be in the next Lord of the Rings. He's got to be.
Dude, he could be the head dude.
Yeah.
He could be Gimel.
Gimli.
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 All right, now let's talk about. We got into it a minute ago about movies, but it is spooky season. What's your favorite horror movies? Are you a fan of horror movies?
Horror or horror?
Horror. Okay. I know you watch a lot of horror movies, but how about horror movies? What's your favorite horror movies?
Favorite.
Favorite or scariest? The one that scares me.
There's only one that has absolutely scares the bejesus out of me, if there's such a thing.
Human
And that was the first time I ever watched The Exorcist. I couldn't
That's
watch
me
it
too,
all at
T.
one time.
Exorcist
That is
scariest.
the scariest damn thing I've ever seen, and it was made
Exorcist
in the
is
70s.
it's a freaky movie.
It's the freakiest movie I think of all.
Because I think it could be real.
We went and watched Dawn of the Dead at the movie theater.
With the funny guys?
No,
that's Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Love that movie.
Okay,
by the way.
Dawn of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead was really good.
It was.
Yeah, it
Dawn
really
of the Dead.
was.
Me and Derek Russ are holding each other in the movie.
Oh God.
that
I
wasn't
mean, it was sort of freaky at the beginning.
that wasn't because Derek was afraid though.
It wouldn't be warm.
He was caressing me.
So there's a list of 200 best horror movies.
Let's
But
do the
let's
top
say
10.
who else? Who
All
else has got a good? The Exorcist
I
is
think-
by far.
Night of the Living Dead, black and white's a scary one.
That's a good one.
It is good.
I think all the Saw movies are kind of freaky because they
See, I
pertain
love the
to
Saw
real
movies.
life.
I like them.
Because they can happen.
Yeah, they're
I
gruesome.
like the puzzle
they're not,
aspect
They're
of
not
it.
like spooky things. It's just a bad dude doing things to people, right? Like it's
The Blair Witch Project. Do y'all remember when that? First
Yeah, that
came
was
out?
good. That was
Oh,
freaky.
that-
That
Loved
that
watching
list
that.
up
Oh, that was
there
good.
with
You asked our favorite, right?
Yeah.
Not one that scared us. Our
well
favorite.
both or either one.
My favorite horror movie would be, oh crap, Army of Darkness.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Movie.
Wow, that's
Dude,
good.
I love Army of
So
Darkness.
here's a list I found online. I didn't even realize some of these were listed as horror, but Alien was listed number one. I always used to-
Alien.
That's not as scary. That's a
sci-fi.
sci-fi. That's sci-fi. That's not horror.
Let the Right One In. I've never seen it.
What the right one? What?
It reinvigorates the seemingly tired vampire genre. It's basically a vampire show.
Vampires aren't scary to me.
No.
Number 3 they list here is Aliens, the one with the S.
The
Then
human
Jaws.
centipede
Now
has to
look,
be
if
on
you
there.
think back to me,
Now-
Jaws was pretty.
Jaws.
I don't. Yeah, but
Pretty
I don't
intense.
consider that horror. though.
Jaws scared me the most as a kid. Weren't y'all scared swimming around in a pool? After
Nah,
Jaws, I was.
Y'all
went-
know what that movie's about? Human Centipede,
I went and seen it
Yeah.
together in
Yeah.
3D.
Yeah.
bro.
And the
Did that
walrus.
scare
We
you,
talked
Marty?
about the
The
walrus. too.
walrus
No.
too, yeah.
Human Centipede too.
was scary.
Next was number 5, Silence of the Lambs. See, I consider
These
it
are-
psychological.
That's a
thriller.
sci. That's a thriller.
Let
I
me
feel.
find a different list
But-
because this list.
So we talked about Exorcist was the scariest for me. For me and Terry, that freaked me out the most. Number 2 is Poltergeist
I was
with
gonna
Coach.
say, Poker
Yes,
Face
that
With
was-
Coach.
out
Oh my
as a
god.
kid.
Yeah, that was.
That clown. Oh my gosh.
10
That's probably why Jamie's scared.
Here, all right, here's 10. They list the 10 scariest ever.
What about it?
They said
Oh, that's a
also,
good
Gary,
one.
they agree with us. The Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Oh, Hereditary from 2018. I never saw that one.
No,
The Conjuring.
that's a good
Conjuring.
one.
Ooh, that's
It's
scary.
a good one.
The Shining.
That's a good
That
one. That's a
is-
classic.
yeah.
The Shining it's just kind of freaky.
It's long.
Look,
It's a
the
freaky movie.
1974 version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, I
Oh,
gotta agree.
yes.
Yeah.
Holy
That's a-
smokes.
That's a freaky movie because that's something that could happen too.
The Ring, the original
Yeah, The
Ring.
Ring.
When it came
That didn't
out,
bother- that
when it
didn't
came
bother
out,
me.
it was good.
It-
Number 7, the original Halloween.
okay.
That was okay.
Yeah, Mike Myers had a little
Hey,
bit of
do
flair.
y'all remember Pumpkinhead?
The first
Yes, I've
Freddy
heard it.
Krueger
Yeah, I
was
remember
freaky.
seeing it.
The
But
beer?
Jeepers Creepers, the first one was pretty good too.
Yeah, the
I
first
remember
two-
about Jeepers Creepers was a movie theater. And these
Mayonnaise.
dudes, man, these dudes were grabbing the seat screaming, mayonnaise, mayonnaise.
mayonnaise, the whole movie.
Sinister, they list number 8. I've never seen
That's
that
a good one.
one.
It's scary.
Insidious,
That's-
number
I've seen
9.
That's a good. Insidious is good.
It, the 2017
That's right,
version of
it's-
It at 10.
Yeah, the
That's
newer
a pretty good
version. Of,
list.
the-
I will tell you this: there's only one horror film that's ever given me a nightmare. That's Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery was creepy for back.
For when it was good.
I read the book Pet Cemetery before I ever saw the movie, and the book is actually even.
So what disturbed me the most of this was as a kid. This was the part that disturbed me was the sister.
The sister.
Yeah, the one that had the crippled sister.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember she was like all twisted in the back? She was having visions of her.
Oh.
I also thought.
Yeah.
How about
and Pascal?
Hellraiser?
Pascal scared me too.
Is that the screwhead dude?
Yeah.
No, that's Hellraiser, right?
That's Hellraiser.
Hellraiser had all the
Pinhead.
pins.
Yeah.
Megan, did y'all see that with the little robot girl? It wasn't scary. They've got a list.
Oh, I saw
movie
a
Carrie
snippet
was
of it.
kinda different.
What was the car?
Carrie.
Carrie.
That's the one Don just mentioned.
Oh,
Carrie.
okay.
Actually, Stephen King.
Was Carrie the car?
Yeah.
Carrie was the car. Which
So which one was scary? The original It
Just
or
say
the
what-
newer It?
Was Carrie in the car? No, Carrie.
The original
Christine.
It.
no,
Christine.
Christine.
Christine was the
That's
car.
it.
Christine.
Carrie was a girl with pig blood on her.
Yeah.
What about that Cujo movie? It wasn't.
That's just a dog.
It was-
Yeah, I know, but it was bad.
What was the one you just mentioned?
Which one was
just
better?
get rolled up
The
newspaper,
original
beat his
It? The original It?
The original It was made for TV though,
Yeah.
But
and
it came.
scared the heck out.
It
of
was
me.
scary.
It was scary.
But I think the newer It was
The newer
scary.
one-
Poltergeist is why I'm scared of clowns.
But yeah, Poltergeist was the clown was so scary.
Well, Poltergeist is why I'm scared, or Exorcist is why I'm scared of priest.
Well,
So
you know,
that's why I'm
in
scared.
the
Why you're unnerved around me?
Yeah.
they said a lot of things happen on the back, like during the
Yeah, crap moving.
crap moving around during the filming of Exorcist. It's messed up, man.
Well, look,
You're
let us know
dealing
in the
with some-
comments
you're
what's
dealing
your
with some-
favorite.
Other stuff.
Yeah, you're talking about it and you're filming about other stuff. That's what's scary. And the girl from Poltergeist, she died.
Yeah.
Amityville Horror was a scary one.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
It's
scary.
real. It's
How
true.
did that not show up on that list?
It was true.
Exorcism, The Exorcist, and Amityville Horror are true stories.
Yeah,
Mother from 2017. That's a different list.
that's weird. I've
No
seen that movie.
Evil.
I've seen Mother.
Let's see.
I tell you a creepy movie, The Good Son.
Oh yeah, with Macaulay Culkin and Frodo.
How about The Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense was good. That was. I don't think it was scary though.
I figured it out like within minutes, and then at the end, when everybody else was like, "Well, he's dead," and I'm like, "No shit," and I was like, "No, that's the whole purpose of the movie."
See,
Damn.
for like the first 5 minutes, I figured out the boy was dead. I thought he was dead, and I had the whole movie wrong.
There it is. Human Centipede 2 was listed on this one.
That time he sows them mouth to mouth.
Yeah. They sold them the other way. Pit to pit. They're like this.
Jeez. But yeah, there's a lot of good scary movies. But I don't think Aliens is. I mean, Aliens
No.
was scary.
Aliens is a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It's not a horror movie. I thought Freddy Krueger and the first Jason movie.
None of those
Dude,
made
when
them,
you
because they're
think of
campy after a
scary,
while.
I
Look-
think of Wes Craven.
When I was a kid, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger movies would come
I like
on.
the first ones.
but those-
24 and 30. Remember
Nightmare
Marty?
on Elm Street.
Yep, the first ones were like.
I remember.
But that scene where the girl's in the bathtub and the claw comes up between the legs.
That was the
remember
original one, right?
watching the
Now that
first one,
Johnny Depp was in that one. Right?
and a buddy staying the night and us not going to sleep that night because we were.
But they
scared
got
to freak
campy
go to
after
sleep.
that, and then it was almost more
Well,
of
and then
a.
it became like
It got
soft
funny.
Funny.
porn,
Yeah, it was
It
funny.
got funny.
Well,
After.
It was like Leprechaun.
Boobs. Leprechaun was great.
The first Leprechaun was scary.
In the Hood was awesome.
Hey, you know what nobody's missing? Chucky.
Chucky.
was
The
kinda
first
older.
Chucky
The
was
first Chucky was
Child's
creepy.
Play.
First Chucky was
first
creepy.
Child's Play was scary. Then after that, it started
Hey.
getting funny.
And they brought that
Creepy
dog
stuff
girl
on
around.
Pet
Like
Cemetery.
Chucky 22 was pretty stinking hilarious.
On Pet Cemetery, where the little boy Gage rolls the ball down the hall, and he says, "You want to play?"
Yeah, that's freaky.
Jeez.
You know, that was Herman Munster that was they killed.
Oh, Harvey.
Was it really?
Yeah, you remember that?
All right, boys, we've been going. We got almost an hour show tonight.
That's a long time.
Yeah. What else we got to talk about? Look, where we going to be at this weekend? That's the most
Marty?
important thing.
Esperanza Bonanza.
Esperanza Bonanza.
Tell them, Marty. Parting words. Where we going to be at?
We're gonna be at Esperanza. We're gonna we got some giveaways, I think, too. Come by and check us out.
Yeah, we'll put that out on our YouTube, TikTok. We got some giveaways. Father Fortenberry. Oh, I'll come back to you. DW. Parting words.
About those giveaways, I think we're going to have a couple coolers, some stickers.
Yeah, but there's going to be a way to get on them.
Come out. We're also judging
Gary.
Hey, y'all be good to y'all's trick or treaters. Hand out full size candy bars, please.
Do you need a BB gun?
Huh?
You need
Yeah.
a BB gun?
No, I don't. I'll shoot my eye out.
Father Fortenberry. That's what I'm talking about. Happy Halloween, all. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for joining us.
Outlaw.